Um, you'll travel across North America. Um, you'll like stop off at each area or town or city, whatever, and at the end of it will be one of the Tekken characters, one of 40, as the boss, and
Gotcha.
you'll battle your way through the streets like you just saw. Like it's very simple. Like you just follow the path and
Yep.
battle whatever
What will
character.
happen at the end of it?
Yeah, just try and skip this.
I mean, from that, like from afar, I'd imagine seeing that you think, "Oh, that looks interesting," but actually watching it being played looks a bit like Dynasty Warriors and looks a bit, well, don't know. How does it play out throughout the end, towards the end of like the scenario? I take it you've had quite a lot of playtime with it.
I have. What I found was, like I said, you do get used to the targeting system, and basically what I found was I used the left analog to move about, run, and then I switched the D-pad when fighting. Constant switching with the right bumper is essential, but I mean, I got bored of it. I'm not gonna lie, and it was really the wanting to know Lars's background,
Yeah,
and
so
this
that's
is
the only reason why you kept playing it and
yeah,
stuff like
and
that.
also Namco were very clever in basically, you know how you have a classic, what's the best way of saying it? Classic intro and ending that you can
Yeah,
gain for characters. You can only play
yeah.
those characters once you've unlocked them on the journey. So, I mean, so Jin and Kazuya, of course, are near the end of the journey, as they're the big bosses. If you wanted to play with them in the arena, which is where you unlock their endings in the story.
Okay, so you've quite a lot of hours of gameplay you're gonna have to
Yeah,
put into this scenario.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it probably took me about 6, 7 hours. Each platform probably takes about 50. Each level, sorry, takes about 15 minutes. There's quite a few of these cutscenes which are good and add to the story. But the problem with trying to squeeze 40 characters into the storyline, you definitely get the sense sometimes that
It
they
just gets
just
a bit rushed and.
it's rushed and they just stuck them in there for the hell of it.
Oh, I'm shopping in this shop over there. Oh, you're having this scenario thing, and they just pop in and stuff.
Well, thank God Namco didn't throw that one at us.
Well,
But
they
I
should have
mean,
asked.
one was we were going through a city and like Steve Fox was randomly there. There was no real reason why he should be or any involvement in the storyline. It was quite
Oh, so he's just lost. He's just lost his memory right now.
yeah. So this literally what has just happened is this is the aftermath of G Corporation kind of busting on Lars's parade in the facility.
Get you.
Right. So let's skip this. So this is how these two have met.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, loading screens. You'll get familiar with that.
Pretty. Loading screen's a bit annoying after a while. They take a bit too much time.
They're quick, but it's just not. Yeah, you have to like after each scene loading screen after each
Yeah.
finish each level loading screen, and I probably when I press start loading screen. So
Expect loading screens. There's weird stuff going on. Two sidestep into the background. Input
yeah,
up.
it does give you some useful tips at the bottom for newcomers. Okay, so finally, uh, this is pretty much how the levels will play out. Clear path, you follow it along. There we go, first bad guy.
An enemy has appeared. Literally like that.
Oh, that was not. I'm getting better with Lars. So yeah, take one down. I mean, of course, there's only one. Usually, about 4 or 5 will drop as you get through the game. There we go, 2 now. Quick little tutorial teaching you how to do it.
Gotcha.
Again, so I've had to switch. Go back to that one. It's just not very smooth, really. That's the main thing. And if you switch you could use the analog, but then it's harder to perform the moves I found. So you really got to decide. You got to basically come up with your own way of playing it. Okay, so
boxes.
boxes. So here,
Chicken.
of course, you have health, which is in the top left corner. You have your teammate's health, which is in the top right corner. It's worth saying that this can be played 2-player or 1-player, one or the other. Of course, the second player will take control of Elise.
I got you. Yep.
You have a med pack if she ever falls down to revive her. What else is worth saying? Points. Tekken 6 expands on the customization by introducing money, and you can buy outfits, auras, weapons, things like that. Which actually in the scenario campaign,
Stage cleared.
can be used as special powers. So, for example, I could have just picked up a sword which like gives me a 50% chance of freezing an opponent when I hit them. Here we go. So elemental attack, ice, 11 chance.
I see.
So if you add that to your character's costume, then in scenario campaign as you fight, it can help you
The
out a little bit.
sports cap.
Yeah, and also not only does it allow you to freeze opponents, it looks good. Oh my god.
Is it Nike?
Okay,
Added-
so at the end of each stage, you'll get a little summary. If it wasn't
Oh,
clear,
oh.
you don't sound impressed on this. Yeah.
Next.
Okay. So
Oh, okay. World map.
so this after you've just done the little tutorial, you have your chance to pick the one character that you kind of want to play.
You don't want to play as. You have to choose not to.
No. So the one character you want to play with throughout, like so for me it'll be Horang. There we go. So this is the America map as I was describing it. Markers will appear as you develop. As you can see, it's quite big.
It's not planet Earth, is it?
No, I'm assuming that's America. I'm not actually sure, to be honest,
It's
mate.
got some cracks through it.
Oh, but then again, you see,
There's a
Egypt's over here, so it might not be North America. But anyway, so get on the marker, click the button. As you go further through, you have choices of which paths to take, but it ultimately ends up in one. It's really just who you fight first, to be honest.
Yep, she's speaking Japanese. Japanese, yeah, Chinese, what? Japanese. Japanese.
Yeah, the only character, strangely, that speaks English in the game is Raven. Otherwise, you have to read the subtitles. I know you don't like reading sound, but you're gonna have to live with it, I'm afraid, mate.
Okay. Well, to finish off this camp, can you just show us something utterly cool other than his hair?
Alright.
A loading screen isn't cool either.
I'm sorry, mate. In order to quit, I've got to load another screen, obviously.
Oh.
Alright, well, I'll summarise. Basically, it's the mechanics. The actual fighting game is the main feature. Like, the actual fighting game is the main feature of this game. The scenario campaign, it's just like a little added extra. I wouldn't really spend much time focusing on it.
You'd only play it to get all those extra.
Basically, I've only played it to have the ability to play with the other characters, and while that was smart of Namco to make people get involved with it, it's kind of slightly annoying. But anyway, back to the actual fighting game. The mechanics are beautiful. Like literally, like I said, you can string a number of combos together. You have 40 characters to master. You can customize them as you win money in fights. Like you can also go up the ranks and compete against other people across the world.
Right, so is this a fighting stage which we're about to go into? Right?
We're about to meet Brian, who's the first stage boss, as you would have it.
B-Rai.
Yeah, he's again, right, so this is an example of really they've just thrown him into the storyline because he really has no involvement with it.
Okay.
If they actually let me get to him, we'll see. Right, here we go.
Go, go, go! Hey, what you doing?
Yeah, exactly. So
You have grudge. Go ask the people who came here about that. I ain't part of that body. I've only been using them. He's got a massive scar on his chest as well.
well, he's a cyborg, mate. Surgery will do that to him.
Yeah. Yeah, got it. Yeah, okay, we get the idea. No
That's
idea.
it. That's like literally the. I mean, that's all.
What? So it was just like, what are you doing? You're in my way.
Yeah.
Have fight.
That's an example of where I was like, that's great.
So now at the bottom, I imagine is an actual same size like fighting bar as in a like, yeah.
It's probably double, to be honest. But there you
That's
go.
it. Done.
That's it. Simple as. There's boxes around if you need help with like weapons. You can pick up weapons and things like that, like flame throwers, miniguns. Just add a bit more attack options to you, but I mean the scenario campaign was a bit of a letdown. But this like Namco have made an admiral, I can't even say it, an admiral,
Admiral.
attempt to introducing a more detailed storyline to fighting games. I just don't think the scenario campaign was the best way of doing it, basically.
Cool stuff. And the review is now up on the site.
Yep. So just check it out below this video.